First of all, thanks everyone for coming today. Just to give you a bit of context, I met Brodie actually at one of these things about 6 months ago in a different conference. And this is how it's sort of partly led to this presentation today. So good networking opportunity for everyone who's here, if nothing else. But I met Brodie about 6 months ago. And since then, he's developed this DV Digest podcast. Some of you may have already seen it on YouTube and LinkedIn, but he's talking to people in the verification DV space globally, small companies through to big companies. And it's been a really good, if anyone haven't watched them, they're a really good introduction to high level concepts from people that are actually doing the work and talking about new things or interesting things that they're concerned by or interested in. And so give an opportunity here for Brodie to introduce what he's doing if anyone hasn't seen it. And I'll hand it over to you.
I appreciate that, Andy. So yeah, this is the DV Digest, and this is about essentially improving the information space. So, I mean, we had an example of it here where you have built something already that you have built, right? It's highly fragmented and it's often very opaque as well. This leads to underinformed engineers. Sometimes engineers don't have the best solutions available. You have duplication of ideas like we've just seen, meaning we're wasting effort on projects that someone's already built and potentially you could be improving instead of duplicating. And we also have missed opportunities for collaboration. Maybe someone has a more effective way of implementing or building the solution that you're building. We've seen the fragmentation of processes leading to suboptimal outcomes throughout history already. We've seen OVM and VMM, where vendors essentially had duplicate methodologies. We've seen quirks in DPI, which could have been solved with a shared compliance suite or something similar. And obviously, we've seen duplication of verification IP across vendors and test benches. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is obviously an argument for open source, but it's also an argument for information dissemination as well. There's no point in having open source if projects are still siloed by a lack of information. So yeah, fundamentally, more information for more people means better outcomes. So this leads me to the DV Digest. It's a dedicated design verification podcast, the first of its kind, I do believe. Essentially, we interview leaders in the design verification space, super digestible 30-minute interviews. And the aim is to share interesting perspectives, promote discussion, encourage collaboration. Like Andy said, it's higher level content, it's super digestible, and hopefully it's useful to people in their day-to-day lives. So some of the people we've interviewed so far, obviously, esteemed Director of Verification at Axlera, Andy Bond. We talked about AVL, and he announced it on the podcast a few months ago. Maybe not in time for you not to duplicate it, but still. We also are speaking to Abby Kolbquar, who's VP of Verification at Siemens. We'll be talking about Questa 1 and Siemens AI strategy more widely. Tudor's episode releases on Friday. He tells us about what he's learned about building ARM and also the importance of verification and business strategy more widely. And our first episode was with Matt Graham, who's the Group Director of Verification at Cadence. He spoke about Cadence's AI strategy and how he expects AI to implement verification over the next few years. And if this works, we have a few clips from the show. realizing this is quite long. I think the important thing here is that he announced this months ago, right? And I'm sure this is the first time you guys have heard about this. And I think this is the problem that we're trying to solve, essentially. We're trying to get more people engaged into the verification community so we have better outcomes. Cool. So I hope you enjoyed that. So how does this help you guys? So as I alluded to, the idea is just to get more information out there, and hopefully that will lead to better outcomes. Our episode on ABL led to a conversation between Andy and other engineers who are building Python VIP. We also advertised ABL to a wider audience, hopefully improving feedback and ultimately getting a better library. Our episode on cocotb gave engineers an insight into how cocotb will be evolving over the coming updates, hopefully allowing you to better position your verification strategy, improve your tool selection, etc. We've also been given engineers insider perspectives into the EDA landscape. So we've spoken to EDA directors about what AI tools to expect over the coming years, because they often don't talk about timelines. We try to get that out of them. And we also talk to experts on how to prepare your data science landscape for the introduction of AI tools. So our story so far, we launched the DV Digest 3 months ago, I believe, maybe a little bit longer. And we've had some success. So we've only released 5 videos. We've had more than 3,000 views. And we've gained over 800 subscribers and followers on different platforms, which is okay so far, I think. So the roadmap. We haven't spoken at all about formal verification. So if you or anybody you know is interested in formal verification, knows a lot, I'd love to speak to them. Same with RISC-V. And I'd also like to speak with a guy called Yogesh again about OpenTitan, which is a security architecture. And of course, yet more AI. We want to take this a step further, though, by promoting collaboration beyond just the LinkedIn comments and the YouTube comments. So we're launching, in a world exclusive today, the DV Discord. And if you don't know what a Discord server is, it's essentially a Slack channel, but with a bit more functionality. And hopefully that will help to improve collaboration in a few different ways. First of all, be able to get really technical. So we have some good forums available for kind of ad hoc conversations or technical support, but there doesn't seem to be a unified space for verification engineers to really kind of get down into the technical weeds. So we're aiming to provide it. Question suggestions for guests as well. So you'll be able to jump on, see who's speaking next to me, and ask them interesting questions. My next guest, like I say, is Abby Kobkwa. So if you want to go on there and suggest some questions, you're more than welcome to. Of course, yeah, we've got a bot set up on there. So you'll be able to go on there, and there's a news bot that takes all the details, all the stories from various different sources and functions, filters them by verification and the UK semiconductor market. So it's like a streamlined service essentially for all your news. I'm also aiming to, this is probably the most ambitious one because people are very busy. I'm aiming to provide a forum for members to talk to guests in a sort of ask me anything type format. So you can go on there, ask a question, and hopefully guests will be able to come on and answer the questions themselves. Last of all, thank you, Andy. I do really appreciate you supporting the podcast. And if you've got anything interesting you want to talk about and get out there to people, then please do come and talk to me, and I'd love to speak to you. Thank you very much. Question? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Are you planning on allowing people to be able to write on the Discord?
Say again, sorry?
The Discord, I just like QR code it, and I don't have, maybe it's just for me, but I don't have any right permission into the.
Yeah. So this is the first time anyone's joining, so yeah. So congratulations. Yeah, for sure. I'm still at the moment I'm approving people to come on. I might make it public at some point. But yeah, obviously you'll get permissions to view everything and write messages, etc.
Did you also think about a subreddit or another platform?
I did think about a subreddit. There's not even a verification subreddit. Like there's not really a unified space at all. So that's definitely something we could do as well.
Do you know how big your market is? So I mean,
how many verification engines there are?
I don't actually really know how many just.
Yeah, so in the UK, probably mid 1000s. But again, wider, it's a lot more. It's like, tens and tens of thousands across India and the US as well. So it's a fairly niche market, but it doesn't really matter, does it?
Relax the whole thing. Do you think Insta Reels is probably the next step for you?
Say again, sorry?
Instagram Reels, would you go that far?
Certain what, sorry?
Instagram.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's been too boring. In a way, it's been a too serious of a conversation, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if, the Reels to make it even more, a little bit more fun and more popular.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Sky's the limit, I guess. I don't know. Yep.
I'm interested to hear your thoughts behind why there hasn't been a sort of community of DV, whether subreddits or Discord.
I don't know. I think verification engineers can probably latch on quite easily and be interested in design communities. So that could be playing a surrogate, sort of role. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I know there's been forums in the past, but I don't think forums are as engaging, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you.
It's like 2001.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Hi, I'm really impressed. It's really polished. I'm just curious. Do you do that all yourself?
Yes, I mean it's incredibly easy nowadays. I can't lie to you. I don't want you to be too impressed. There's a program called Riverside, which effectively edits things for you. Like it's got to that level, and I think you're going to see a lot more of this as AI comes into creator tools as well, and the floor gets much lower in terms of what you can create. So it's really not that difficult. Cool. Anything else? No? Cool.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Also, if nothing